Hey there, everybody. I think I'm live. There we go. We are live. Hello, Marguerita here. I took a couple more minutes, and I do apologize because Facebook has actually they've changed their interface yet again. So the whole Facebook Live interface has just completely changed. So if you're going to do a Facebook Live from a desktop now, it's totally different. So sorry, I was just navigating that. So hello everybody, I am super excited to be here with you today. I have so much to cover in my mastermind, in my Mastering Your Mindset training today. So why am I doing this? Hey Brandy Lynn, thank you, I did get your message. I was just navigating the new technology. So it is fabulous. I'm super excited to be here, and I'm here to support you to navigate this unsettling, uncertain time. Not just so you come out the other end surviving, so you actually come out beyond this thriving, ready to take advantage of the new world that is being born right now. Hey Rita, hello Rachel, thank you, gorgeous. It's nice to know I'm live. I'm clicking buttons going, am I live yet? Am I live yet? So the beauty of technology, and that Facebook, I'm sure Facebook just keeps changing things just to keep us on our toes. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, I'm here. So I'm going to be covering a lot of ground today. I do hope you have a pen and paper to take notes, because you have, hey Dominique, nice to have you here, mate. So there are so many opportunities available right now, and your focus and what you're focusing on is critical to how you come out of this. And your mindset and how you work with your mindset and you change your mindset is critical. So I'm going to be giving you a lot of different reframes, a lot of different things to focus on that is going to actually support you to come out of this looking like an absolute champion. So, hey Bob, nice to have you here too, mate. So I know that for many, many, many people, billions of people, this is a massively challenging time right now. And for a lot of people, they've lost everything. Like, as far as, well, they might not have lost everything, but they might have lost their job, their security, they might have lost their businesses. We've had lots of businesses implode from this, and there are lots of businesses that will not survive this. And that's tough. People who have worked so hard and so long to achieve what they've achieved, and then it's just all been ripped away from them literally overnight. And we see this in a cyclical basis. So yes, we've had a massive health crisis, the likes of which we haven't seen since the beginning of the 19th century. Like, this health crisis is unprecedented. And I must confess, I kind of get in my little bubble, because I live in a bubble. I really do live in a bubble. I live out in the country. I'm kind of away from I'm so fortunate that I get to choose this life, that I live kind of isolated from the rest of the world. And I love that I get to just hang out here in a place that I love and out of the madness. So, and I focus on what I need to focus on, and I get shit done, and I don't get distracted by the media so much. I kind of keep a little bit up to date with what's going on, just so I know what my responsibilities are as a responsible citizen, and what the laws now are, because they're changing every day. But I don't sit and get just drawn into the negativity. So where I'm going with this is that my husband and I sat and watched a movie on iTunes last night. And then we flicked that off, and the news was on, and all the stuff about the United Kingdom and the temporary morgues that they're setting up. And, you know, the people, the families who are children. I'm not going to dwell on this, by the way. This is going to be a positive, empowering, inspiring session. But, you know, the families who are losing loved ones, and they don't even get to say goodbye to them because the risk of them catching it and then transmitting it is too high. I mean, oh my God. It was so confronting, because I'd kind of gotten into my bubble and then I was dragged out of my bubble. But my point is, you can't allow that to determine and dictate your focus, your mindset, your state of mind, or what you do from this point forward. You cannot allow it to dictate what you do from this point forward. Yes, it's awful. It's confronting. And there are a lot of people suffering out there right now. But if you can't do anything about it, if you're not a frontline health worker who's out there, helping other people to with their health, or if you're not a politician, or if you're not imperative to this strategies that they're rolling out right now, then you need to focus on you. You must focus on you. You must focus on your future. So what you really need to do is look at positioning yourself to make this the best thing that happened for you ever. And there is nothing wrong with that. You getting sucked into the pity party, you getting sucked into all the chaos and everything that's going on out there is not going to help you, and it's not going to help anybody else either. So do not jump into the vat. Yes, can't worry about things you have no control over. Exactly, Bob. So don't jump into the vat with everybody else going, oh my God, it's so bad. What am I going to do? My life is over. Everybody's life is over. All these people are dying. It's so horrible. What have China done? What's the latest conspiracy theory? Who's trying to do what? Is it the elite bringing us down? Is it more control coming out from the government? Perhaps there will be strategies rolled out by the government that will be more controlling over us, and perhaps a large majority of society will be more compliant because they all think that the government has their best interests at heart. Not going down that rabbit hole right now, but what's super important is that you focus on your world. What is going to happen in your world from this point forward? Because your seat of power is absolutely critical, and you can create anything that you want from this point forward. So firstly, we're looking at the biggest wealth transfer that we have ever seen in history. Same as any other global financial crisis, which, as I said, is cyclical. And this crisis, the experts were saying that it was going to come in 2021. All the data patterns that they were analyzing showed that we were heading for this global financial crisis in 2021. Nobody that I know had any idea that it was going to be brought forward 12 months by something like a tiny little unseen freaking enemy that was going to infect the world and kill a whole stack of people. So this was coming. It's just come 12 months or so, a little bit early. So, well, not that the health crisis we didn't know was coming, but we knew the global financial crisis was coming. So, and these are cyclical. They happen. And every time this happens, businesses are wiped out. Jobs are lost. Fortunes are rolled. There is a wealth transfer. There is a massive wealth transfer. And if you have positioned yourself correctly, then you are able to take advantage of actually having more wealth transferred to you. Even if you haven't prepared and you haven't positioned yourself correctly, then you can now. What you do from today is going to directly impact what happens for you from this point forward. So when's the best time to invest in property? 10 years ago. When's the second best time to invest in property? Today. We're probably going to see another collapse in the property market. So it might not be necessarily today, but if you're looking to invest in property, if you've got some cash, then watch the property markets, watch the trends, speak to the experts, get on, listen to Robert Kiyosaki. I know that all these leaders, these thought leaders out there right now are doing so much training. They're really getting on the front foot to help their community to position themselves in the right way to actually thrive beyond this point. Not just survive, but ultimately thrive. So you can position yourself and pivot. If you have a business or if you're an entrepreneur, you must pivot now. So whilst the same principles, the success principles will always work, they have worked for, centuries, the same success principles, you must be able to adapt and pivot. And that is really, really important. So identifying where the gaps are in the marketplace right now. And for instance, Zoom, I think Zoom has like the technology Zoom. A lot of people that I used to speak to, unless they were online entrepreneurs, didn't know what the hell Zoom was. Almost everybody on the planet suddenly knows what Zoom is. And I think they've 10x their business at least overnight. And they're probably working like crazy right now to expand their technology capacity to be able to handle, because they weren't anticipating this massive boom in their business. They just happened to be positioned really, really well. Now, obviously, somebody who developed Zoom, I don't know how long Zoom been around. I think I've had Zoom for 6 or 7 years. When they developed the technology, they saw the gap in the marketplace, and they saw the ability to take advantage of the online boom, the online internet boom, and they positioned themselves. They couldn't have anticipated this, but they just happened to be in the right place because they had previously identified where there was a gap and that they could fulfill it with new technology. So, and there are so many new opportunities happening right now. So many new industries being birthed. The internet and online shopping, we've seen a massive online increase in the online shopping trend every single year for the last 7, 8, 9 years. Massive increases. 2020, explosion. So we thought it was increasing fast before. Retail stores and other stores are scrambling to get online because everything's shut down. So they're now scrambling to get themselves online because what did they not do? They didn't position themselves. They didn't see what was coming and go, okay, well, and we've known this for years. We've seen the transition in the trends. But people are complacent. While they've still got money coming in, they go, oh, I'll get to it later. Mañana, tomorrow. Well, now it's critical. Now is the time to really pivot, position yourself to profit and prosper. And you could come out of this a millionaire. Do you know more millionaires are made in global recessions than at any other time in history? Mindset. How creative are you going to get? How disruptive are you going to get? We've been disruptive. Get disruptive in your marketplace, in your industry, in the entrepreneurial world. What's your passion? So 5 key things you can do right now. Get really, really clear on what you want to create from this point forward. These 5 steps will totally change your life. What do you want to create from this point forward? What vision do you want to birth in the next 5 years, 10 years, 50 years? Have a vision, have a massive vision, and don't put any limits on that vision. I had somebody this morning, and I've just finished a 5-day wealth tapping intensive program, which was so good. And somebody said to me this morning, oh, I've got all this conflict over my vision. And I said, why? Because you can't choose? She said, yeah. I said, then don't. You don't have to choose. Just have everything. Everything that you want, put it in your vision. No limits. If you want to be a billionaire, just make it a 10-year vision or a 20-year vision. That's cool. But don't think at any point that, oh, this is what I really want. Oh, but that's not possible, so I'll settle for this. That's a big mistake that a lot of people make. Don't do that. What do you really want? Einstein said, your imagination is the most powerful tool that you have available to you. Use it. Get excited about your future. Think about what's possible. Expand your container. I'm currently launching my Billionaire You Masterclass program, because it will help entrepreneurs to expand their container beyond the millionaire to the billionaire. Because when you expand your container, anything is possible. Anything is possible. So get really, really clear on what you want to create. And have a big vision. Goals will come after that. You can chunk your goals down after that, and that's when you need to get a little bit realistic about timeframes and what's possible and blah, blah, blah within those timeframes and within the skill sets that you have. But your vision, anything is possible. So the second thing that you need to do is really look at your attitude and your focus. So the focus firstly needs to be solution focused. So yes, there are big problems happening in the world right now. If you're not a politician or a leading health worker or somebody who's scrambling to try and find a cure for COVID-19 right now, then you have the ability. My husband's just coming home on his motorbike, so the dogs are probably going to go ballistic, just so you know. So you need to focus on you, on your future, and you must be solution focused. Every problem has a solution. Every problem has a solution. And you need to bring a solution focused mindset to your life and your future right now. It doesn't matter what you're facing. It doesn't matter what has happened. The past is the past. You can't control that. It's happened, whether we like it or not. Do we wish we could take back the last 3 months and do things differently? I'm sure all the politicians are saying, I wish I could take back the last 3 months and do things very differently, but we can't. The past is the past. Let it go. If you have lost your job, if you have lost your business, grieve for it. You know, go and punch your punching bag. But then let it go. And then focus forward. So solution-focused mindset is absolutely critical for where you end up. And then your attitude. So it has to be a can-do, no matter what, whatever it takes kind of attitude. So whatever you want to create, you must have this attitude that everything is possible and that you are going to exhaust every single avenue until you find the solution. I love it when people say to me, oh, but I've tried everything. Really? You've tried everything. Let's explore that, shall we? You may have explored a lot of things. I can guarantee you haven't explored everything. So it's being determined and committed to finding the formula that you need, your specific wealth formula. What is that? And, you know, that's very specific to each and every individual. And it's finding out what your gifts and talents are. So that's the third thing. Leveraging your superpowers. What are your gifts and talents? Everybody was born with superpowers. So what is your unconscious competence, your core genius? What are your superpowers? Really nail those and understand what those are, and then use those to move forward. What do you play at that other people have to work at? Because these are the things that are key. These are the gifts that you are meant to bring to the world. So understand those. That's the third key. And then use those to focus on whatever it is that you want to create. The third thing is your mindset, which is what today is all about. It is mastering your mindset. It is reclaiming your power by clearing out the fears, the doubts, the limiting beliefs, the stories, the paradigms, everything that is slowing you down, standing in the way, stopping you from achieving your goals and dreams. And this is a labyrinth. Your mindset is a labyrinth. And I would challenge anybody to do that on their own. I don't know any super achiever who has been able to master their mindset completely isolated from everybody or anything else. So you need mentors, you need people in your corner, you need a team that's holding you accountable, that's helping to shine a light on your fears, doubts, limiting beliefs, stories, paradigms, all the things that are holding you back. And to be able to work with you to overcome all those things that are stopping you from claiming your infinite power. You are infinitely powerful, infinitely powerful. But you've got to clear that conditioning out of the way and then step into that power, that confidence. So there's one thing that you can do right now to really claim your confidence. And that is, I love this exercise. You can try it right now if you like. So it is standing up and it is putting your feet shoulder width apart. So I'm going to do it in my chair. Put your feet shoulder width apart. Head back. Stand up really, really tall. Stand as tall as you can. So stretch your head up to the sky. Be totally straight. And then breathe into that position. Do you feel that sense of confidence? Do you notice how you instantly feel stronger? You feel more courageous. You feel a sense of empowerment. So even if it's only, you can stand in this position because your physiology has a direct impact on your psychology. And if you are feeling uncertain, unsettled, if you're feeling a sense of fear and a lack of confidence, one of the things you can do, another one of the things you can do is tapping, because that's like my favorite thing ever. But it's adopting a posture, because your posture will absolutely directly impact your mindset. So these are little hacks that you can use anywhere, anytime, no matter what you're doing, and completely shift your state of mind. This is about flicking your state of mind, which you can do at any time. So there are lots of things that you can do to master your mindset, and that has to be a daily practice. I get people who say to me, so when will I be done? Like, never. As long as you're a human being on this planet, you will still always have the internal work to do. I have a couple of mentors who I'm working with, and they did a training just last week, and they said, in actual fact, you think that mindset is something that you do in the beginning, and then once you get to a certain point, you don't have to do it anymore. But mindset actually gets more critical the deeper you get, and the more successful you become. Mindset becomes even more critical. So mindset is something that you just have to knuckle down and know that it has to be a daily practice to be working on your mindset in some way every single day. You will never get it all done. There will always be more expansion. That's what this is about. Expansion, not contraction. So fourth is reclaiming your power, mastering your mindset. And the fifth thing is inspired, consistent action. So you got to get into action. Even with the law of attraction, a big part of attraction is action. You've got to exchange energy to receive energy. So all these people who think that the law of attraction and having lots of money is just about sitting at home and doing sweet FA and being in the right vibration, I got news for you. I haven't met anybody who's done that yet. Even if you look at Abraham Hicks, Abraham Hicks is Esther Hicks, who channels the beings. Abraham, if you haven't found them, oh my God, go and find them on YouTube. Freaking phenomenal. And they talk about the vibration and being able to attract what you want and everything around that, and being in the right vibration and the right frequency. What has Esther Hicks done to create her fortune? She took massive action. She channeled Abraham, and she didn't just sit in her home channeling Abraham. She went out to the masses channeling Abraham. That's how she created a fortune. She didn't sit at home and expect it to land in a lap. So you must take massive action. The key is to take inspired action. So when you are focused, really focused on your dream, your vision, your goals, and you're bringing in the right attitude, the universe is going to actually give you guidance, support. Remember, the life is happening for you, not to you. So the universe will bring you guidance, support, inspiration to show you the way. And it's not always going to work out. But the universe will literally drop breadcrumbs for you, and it's up to you to pick up those breadcrumbs and run with them. Are you listening? Are you paying attention to what the universe is guiding you to do next? Is it guiding you to make a phone call? Is it guiding you to do that course that you've been procrastinating about? Is it guiding you to develop more skill sets? Is it guiding you to work with a new mentor? Is it guiding you to read a specific book or learn some more information? What are you inspired to do? So it's being able to sit and pay attention and go, what do I feel inspired to do right now? If you feel inspired to meditate on a particular problem, then go and meditate on the problem. If you feel inspired to sit and read a particular book, and I'm not talking about trashy romance novels, I'm talking about a money mindset book, learning about money. So there's 3 things that wealthy people do really, really well. They know how to make money, keep money, and grow money. They understand the game of money. They understand how it works, and they know how to make money work for them instead of them working for money. The vast majority of the people in the planet are all conditioned by our fabulous education system. Do you notice a little bit of sarcasm in that? To be good little worker bees, to learn reading, writing, arithmetic, then get a degree, go and get a good job, work our ass off all our lives to pay off the mortgage that we owe to the bank. And then hopefully at a late stage, if we live that long, we might get to enjoy a little bit of our life at the end of it, if there's anything left in our pension plan. Do you think that's something that's setting us up for success? Probably not. So take charge of your future and follow the inspiration and the guidance that you are being given. You must, if you want to position yourself from this point forward, you're going to have to take some calculated risks. Everything involves risk. Right now is not the time to be risking the farm. However, you will still need to risk failure. You'll need to risk investing in stuff because there's no guarantees in anything. But you'll need to invest in maybe up-leveling your skill sets, or maybe investing in a program, or maybe investing in some new information or some books or whatever, an online course. And the risk is it might not be the answer that you're looking for, but maybe there's a piece of the puzzle in there. So you're looking to put together the puzzle. You're not looking for the whole puzzle all at once. You're looking for pieces of the puzzle to put it together till it eventually becomes this clear picture. But that's way down the track. The puzzle doesn't get totally solved, if it ever gets solved, until way down the track. So it's being willing to put yourself out there and find pieces of the puzzle to actually create the future that you want for yourself. So they're the 3 things. Get really clear. Make sure you have a solid focus and attitude. And I just want to add with that, so focus on your dreams and forget about your problems. It doesn't mean you don't have to solve your problems, but what most people do is that they get stuck focused on the problem, and all they can see, it's like a deer in headlights. That's my problem. All I can see is my problem. My problem is so big. I'm never going to overcome this problem. I'm screwed. This is a big problem. Got to focus through your problem to the solution on the other side. That's what every single wealthy and successful person does. They focus, okay, problem sucks. Look at the problem that Richard Branson has right now. He knew there was a global economic crisis coming, and he probably knew, and actually, as he foresaw that, he probably had things in place. He could not have foreseen that his entire airline was going to be shut down and grounded, apart from some government contracts that he's got to bring some Aussies home in the next month. Basically, every single airline fleet has been grounded. They couldn't have foreseen that or predicted that, but they've got to pivot. So those problems, Richard Branson is not sitting at home sucking his thumb right now. I can guarantee it. He's probably hurting a lot, dropping the F-bomb a few times. But he will not be stuck in that mindset. He will be focusing forward and looking for solutions. He will be working harder than he has in years right now to actually turn this around and find ways to turn this into a blessing rather than a curse. So they're the 5 things. And what else have I written down? Okay, so another thing is that I'm very fond of doing like 90-day sprints, right? So 90-day sprints are great. When I was listening to Scott Oldfield yesterday, he said something really, really interesting. And that is that you actually need to shift to 7-day to 30-day plans right now. So, and that's one other thing I want to say before I go back to that, is that who are you listening to? Are you listening to stuff that's inspiring, empowering, uplifting, that is shifting your mindset into a positive mindset, that is helping you to focus forward, that is helping you to see the opportunities, the massive opportunities that are available for you right now? Or are you focused and locked into the news and all the doom and gloom and all the stuff that is so confronting and so much despair. It is so easy to get sucked into a world of despair right now. And unfortunately, we're going to see suicide probably go through the roof, because those people who have been living on the edge, they just won't be able to cope with this right now, which is desperately sad. But in order to survive this, you need to be focused on you. What's your future going to look like? And the thing is that when you get into that kind of mindset, so it's all about how can you inspire and empower others as you are creating something amazing for yourself. So no matter what you create from this point forward, it's got to be of service to others. That's the only way the whole money exchange things work. You provide a product or a service or something that serves others, they pay you money. The more service you provide, the better your service, the bigger the problem you're solving, the more money they pay you. So it's this divine exchange that has happened for centuries and centuries and will continue to happen. So coming back to Scott Oldfield and the whole 7 to 30 day plan, have you seen the shift in social media? You know, the sponsored ads that you get on your Facebook and your Instagram, and how 3 months ago they were digital nomads. It's kind of part of my world, so that's part of the thing that I focus on. But the whole digital nomad, being an internet marketer, making a fortune, being an affiliate marketer, or building an online business, and then traveling the world and being able to travel to all these exotic places. All those are gone now. If you focus on that, if you see what the biggest internet marketers are doing, and there are ways that you can actually see all their ads, by the way, if you know what you're doing on Facebook and Instagram, you can actually get into their back business section, and you can see all the copy that they're writing, all the things that they're focusing on. They have identified what the new problem for the world is, for most people in the world, what their pain points are. So you've got to identify people's pain points, and their pain points now, right now, are: how am I going to pay the mortgage? How am I going to feed my family? What am I going to do now that I've lost my job? How am I going to survive? You will see many, many, many more sponsored ads focusing on the new problems that most people have, because they're not focusing on world travel right now. Guarantee it. This is the pivot that I was talking about. So, and it's the 7 to 30 day plan. So looking at the strategies that you were using to create wealth in your life before, if you were, and analyzing if they're going to work moving forward, and if they're not, how do I adjust them? How do I pivot? What do I do now? What are people's pain points? There is nothing wrong with you serving others in their pain to create wealth for yourself. That's actually the way you serve the world. Using your gifts and your talents to offer something amazing and prospering to solve other people's problems. And the more you earn, the more problems you will be able to solve. So what's your 7-day plan? What's your 30-day plan? What's your 7-day plan? And then chunk it down to what's your daily plan. So this is one other thing that I'm going to leave you with, because I think that I've probably saturated you right about now. If you have any questions, ask questions. I'm happy to answer them, by the way. Yes, Rachel, I'm blocking all the people who have scarcity mindset. In fact, I'm only going on Facebook once a day to do my daily Facebook Live. Awesome. So, hey, Gulshan. Mindset is ever evolving. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Mark, now is the time. Absolutely. And know that if you don't take advantage of this time right now in the next 3 to 6 to 12 months, because this will be going on for years, but if you fail to do something now, you're going to look back on this time and go, damn, I had a massive opportunity and I missed it. This is a wave that you can catch right now, and it doesn't matter if you don't know how, if you don't know what, don't beat yourself up. It's all good. Just take the steps that I'm talking about and do something that's going to position you in the future for the boom that's going to happen beyond this. Beyond this, there is a boom. That always happens. Beyond this crisis, there is always a boom. And if you position yourself correctly now, you'll be able to take care of that boom. So there was one more thing that I was going to leave you with, and then I got distracted. And I can't remember what that is. So focus on expansion. Hi, Alex. How are you? And what else? You have a choice. Just remember, you have a choice. You have lots of choices right now. And what you do from this point forward could absolutely make the most spectacular difference in your life. And by serving others in the best way possible, and by creating and prospering yourself, and by prospering yourself, you show others the possibilities. You show others how to prosper. So that's where I was going. Make sure that you are inspiring, empowering, and uplifting others, because that's what the world needs right now. And there's a lady who I greatly admire. She's lovely and amazing. She invited me to a page yesterday that was, what are you obsessed with? And I thought, oh, that's an interesting question. And I got on the page and the description was, this is a safe place for us to rant about whatever we want to rant about and talk about all the things that people aren't talking about. But I'm like, that doesn't feel terribly positive to me. I don't know, maybe it is. I didn't stick around to find out because I just felt a real I thought, I don't want to be in a place where people are ranting about all the things that nobody wants to talk about, because mostly people want to talk about negative shit. Or they're holding back the negative shit and they want to go on rants about all the stuff that's not working and all the crap that's falling apart in their lives. And I'm like, I don't want to be in that space. I want to be in a space that's empowering and uplifting and inspiring. And that's who I intend to be for others. And I am following other leaders and thought leaders in the marketplace. So who are you listening to right now? Follow the thought leaders, the people who are out there taking the steps. Get in their communities. You know what one of the biggest, and it just didn't feel right, did it, Rachel? I love it to pieces, but just like brain explosion. So who are you focusing on? Find the thought leaders and watch what they're doing. Watch what they're doing. And there are so many communities right now. One of the biggest opportunities that you have right now is Facebook groups. So if you want to know more about that, reach out to me. But Facebook is really focused on helping people to build communities. And within communities, there are massive opportunities, because when you become a leader of a community and a thought leader in a space, I don't care who you are, I don't care what you do, you can claim a space and you can own it and you can be the thought leader in that space. It's all about how you position yourself as the authority and the thought leader. And if you have thoughts right now about, oh, but nobody wants to listen to me, get over it already. Stop that. You have something really special where you can make your mess your message. So, life is messy. Yeah. Have you failed at a lot of stuff? I hope so, because if you haven't failed at a lot of stuff, then you haven't tried hard enough. And any successful person that you will that you will follow, or you will hear their story, oh my God, some of them have had the biggest failures ever. Some of them have hit total rock bottom, destitute, bankrupt, lost everything, lost their family, really screwed up. Guess what they did? They put their big boy or big girl pants on and they climbed out of the hole and they got really purposeful. They got really focused and they made sure that they never ended up back in that hole ever again. They set themselves up for success. They did whatever they had to do. And they inspire and empower and uplift those who are coming behind them. All you need to do, and you only have to be one step ahead of the person in front of you. That's it. If you are in the business of leading others, all you have to do is be able to reach down to the person behind you and say, I know where to put your foot next to get up to the next level. That's it. You don't have to be at the top of the rung. If you're at the top of the rung, you're looking down at everybody at the bottom going, it's cool. It's safe. Come on. Up you come. It's all right. Yeah, one foot there. You can't reach down and actually uplift others. So know that you are perfectly positioned to identify your gifts, your talents, your core genius, your specific body of knowledge and skill sets to be able to absolutely lead a community. And your mess, your message. Whatever you have overcome, whatever you have successfully navigated, you can take what was messy and you can help somebody else navigate it. Because I can guarantee whatever you have navigated, you can help somebody else navigate it. You just have to choose. You have so many choices right now. What you choose every single day from this point forward will have a massive effect on your trajectory. It only takes being off by 1 degree for you to end up completely off course. But don't let that stop you from taking action, because every aeroplane that ever flew, it's not flying now, that's currently grounded, every aeroplane that ever flew, they have their destination and they have a flight path, but they are constantly course correcting. They are constantly looking at the destination with their instruments and looking at their trajectory. Are the weather conditions taking them off course? Do they have to go a little bit around some sort of weather pattern? And they're constantly course correcting and adjusting, and that's the journey. It's a constant course correction. There is never a straight line trajectory, ever, 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 ever. It's a constant course direction. It's making a decision about where you want to go. First step, make a decision about your destination. Otherwise, you're going to be out in the wilderness going, oh, I'll just take this direction. Who knows where the hell you're going to end up? Decide what it is that you want to create. Decide the direction that you're going in. Be very, very clear about your direction, your purpose, your mission. And then take action. Take action. What are the first couple of things? So make a plan, take action. What are the first couple of things that you can do? Analyze the result or the outcome. Adjust your approach, and then take more action. So once you've decided it's action, analyze the result, adjust your course correction, take more action. It is a permanent cycle. Every single successful person in anything they have ever succeeded in, be it an athlete or a highly successful entrepreneur or a brain surgeon, or, I can guarantee you no brain surgery is ever like any other brain surgery. Obviously, the outcome is much more critical, and they have to be so much more careful with every action that they take within that surgery. But every single surgery, although there will be some similarities, every single surgery will be slightly different. And when they get into that brain, they're going to have to make adjustments about how they do certain things. It's the same for every single person. So if you want help with any of this, then reach out to me. I do have another 5-day wealth tapping intensive that starts on Monday, Brisbane, Australian Eastern Standard Time at 9 o'clock. The one that I ran this week was incredibly powerful, and I'm only charging $97 Australian, which is currently, because our dollar is tanked, it's currently about $60 US. So it's massive value. What I do is I work with people during the 5 days. I do EFT tapping and other release techniques to find out what's blocking you and stopping you from executing all of this, because that's the last thing. You need to execute like a ninja. So if you want to take advantage of that course that I'm doing, I've made it as affordable as I possibly can. So it's $97 Australian, and you get 5 group coaching calls. Everything is recorded if you can't make it live. And we really dive into your subconscious, your fears, your doubts, your limiting beliefs, your stories, your paradigms. Know that you will have homework. In order to get the most out of it, you need to do the homework and the exercises that I give you. And we will just power through releasing your blocks and the things that are holding you back. So if you're ready to work with me, then great. If you don't want to work with me, don't worry, I'm not offended. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But find somebody that you can work with. Find somebody who can be a mentor for you, who can guide you, and make sure, I most certainly can, beautiful Rachel. Actually, I'll get that while I finish up today. But make sure that you are, there it is, following the right people, listening to the right people. What podcasts are you listening to? Jay Abraham. Where's the other guy that, Dan Locke, Tracy, Brian Tracy, If he's not my cup of tea, but Tony Robbins, if he's your thing, get these people and get into their podcasts, get into YouTube, find them on YouTube, listen to them, listen and just dive so much into everything that they're sharing, all the teaching and the training. Scott Oldfield is another one. He's fantastic. Mark Lack, one of my favorite dudes ever. I just love that guy. I'm in his program. I highly recommend his program. He gives more value. I got to say that Mark Lack, all these guys are great, but Mark Lack, out of all the people that I've invested in, I've invested well over $100,000 in my personal development. Mark Lack gives the most value out of anybody I have ever worked with. He is freaking amazing. So I highly recommend you follow Mark Lack and just find the mentors that work for you and listen to them over and over and over. Put them on in the background or listen to them when you've got some downtime and take some ideas, write notes, and then see how you can apply them and implement them in your life and execute like a ninja. You've got to execute and implement. That is highly critical. So I really hope you've gotten lots of value out of this. If you have, please give me some likes and some thumbs up. Let me know what your biggest takeaway is from today. And just go and execute something from today. Please. I just implore you to stand in your power, to stand up for your dreams and make shit happen. Because although everything looks like it's falling apart, what if it's actually falling together? What if instead of everything falling apart, everything's falling together? What if the universe is giving us a course correction right now? Do you think the universe has just given us a massive course correction? And if humanity takes the hit and goes and wakes up and goes, actually, we were heading in the wrong direction and we need to do things differently, then we have a massive opportunity. If we just sit back and let the government control what happens from this point forward, they've got a job to do right now. They're trying to save as many lives as possible. But if we allow them to then take more of our control away, then we're stuffed. But if we decide from this point forward to take our power back, to determine our future, to not rely on anything else and anybody else and a third party to provide our financial future for us and claim our financial freedom, the world is completely open to you right now. Completely open to you right now. Claim it. Run with it. Take your fear, stuff it in a great big brown bag and throw it over the side, and do not let it determine or decide your decisions from this point forward. Every single wealthy and successful person has fear, has doubt. Believe me. They just don't let it control their decisions or rule their life. They recognize it and identify it and go, screw it, I'm doing it anyway. And they make mistakes and they fall over and they have massive challenges. Nothing's ever going to work out perfectly. But you've got to let go of your attachment to the outcome and know that as long as you take action every day, and it doesn't have to be huge every day, just do 3 things. Write down 3 things that are going to move the needle for you every single day and do those. So anyway, I've probably absolutely saturated you today. I do hope that you have gotten plenty of value out of it, that you take action on just 1 or 2 things that I've shared with you today, because you are amazing, you are so powerful, and you have the ability to create anything you freaking want from this point forward. But just take the action on the things that I said and go and do something. Okay, love you loads. If you enjoyed this, bring more people into the community. Let's share this out. Let's inspire, empower, and uplift as many people as possible to claim our future, to shift our wealth consciousness. This is all about our wealth consciousness and our shift in our wealth consciousness and our shift in owning our power. And let's create the world that we want together as a collaborative community from this point forward. You are not out there doing it on your own. You don't have to do it on your own. You never had to do it on your own. Know that you are fully supported by the universe, and this isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. I'm going now. Love you. Bye. Join the 5-day wealth tapping intensive. I would love to see you in there. Cheers.